Campbell,
Present.
Collins,
Present.
Dockery.
Present.
Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everybody. Looking for motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Campbell to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. Number 4, public comments. Is there anybody that wishes to address the council this evening? All right. Number 5A, consideration to approve the city council minutes from the regular council minutes from the August 4th, 2025 meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Yossi, second by Collins to approve the regular council minutes from August 4th, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. 5B, consideration to approve the committee of whole minutes, city council meeting from August 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion by Blackwell, second by Campbell to approve the committee of whole minute meeting from August 4th, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. 5C, consideration to approve the bills payable.
So moved.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
That's amazing.
Second.
Okay. Ryan, did you make a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Yost, second by Collins to approve the bills payable. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. 5D, consideration for some board appointments. One is Arsel Sharif to the Community Center Board for a term expiring on 6/1/2029, and Samantha Nichols to the Park Board for a term expiring 2/28/29, and then the reappointment of Jennifer Vietro to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term expiring on 9/11/2029.
9/12.
9/12/29.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Campbell to approve the appointments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. On to number 6, 6A, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-19, rezoning revolved farm parcels from SA Suburban to agricultural, I2 general industrial. Jeff, has anybody called you for this?
No, they have not, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion by Yossi, second by Collins to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-19. Roll call.
Blackwell,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi.
Aye.
The second reading passes. On to 6B, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-20, rezoning RG Prime and the Slopertown LLC parcels from SA Suburban Agricultural to I2 General Industrial. Jeff, has anybody called on these?
Thank you, Mayor. No one's called on this one, but I did want to state for the record that we did add the condition that the dwellings could remain until these properties are 80% industrial developed.
Thank you, Jeff.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Blackwell to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-20. Roll call.
Campbell,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell.
Aye.
Second reading of ordinance 2025-20 passes. On to 6C, consideration of the second reading of ordinance 2025-21, amending publishing requirements. Jeff, can I call on you again, please?
And no comments were made, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
Make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion by Blackwell, second by Yossi, to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-21, amending publishing requirements. Roll call.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell,
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Okay. Takes care of 6. We'll move on to 7, new business. 7A, consideration of the first reading of ordinance 2025-22, amending the pool and spa fencing. Ray, since you're here, can I call on you for that,
You
please?
bet.
Thank you.
So basically, in the International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, the barrier requirement is 4 foot tall. That's the national and international standard for the barrier around pools. Roughly 2005, in the Quad City area, there was a group of building inspectors that felt that needed to be taller. Most everybody in this area went to 4.5 feet. Nobody makes a 4.5 foot fence. They also decided that these barriers have to be around any basin or pool that will hold more than 24 inches of water. At that time, they also lowered it to 18 inches. It just became a mess and became a nightmare. I think the only city that is still on 4.5 feet is Bettendorf. Everybody else has gotten rid of it. When we adopted the International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, all of the barriers is covered within that code, so we can adopt that by reference. We have done that. We did it with the 15 code series, and after adopting the 2021 code series now, which also has the swimming pool and spa code in it, we realize that we've got 2 places in our ordinance where the old rules still say that they apply. And so what we're doing is we're getting rid of the old language so that we can reference the new language and be on par with all the other cities.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
Anybody have any questions for Ray on that? Okay. Do I hear a motion for the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Collins to approve the first reading of ordinance 2025-22, amending pool and spa fencing. Roll call.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
First reading passes. On to 7B, consideration of the first reading of ordinance 2025-23, updating city stop intersections. Jeff, can I call on you for that?
Thank you, Your Honor. Looks like this is just what we talked about last time, just adding that extra stop sign at West Davenport and North 2nd Street.
Thank you, Jeff. All right.
I'm in favor of this, I said last time, but I still think we need to come up with something to put stop signs on all the recreational trails when they intersect streets, to let them know that the vehicles have the right of way.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I mean, Bettendorf's got it on Veterans all the way across. So there's no question on that
Should be
they
fairly-
need to stop.
Yeah, fairly inexpensive too, I would guess.
We do have 1 or 2 up in town, we just don't have them everywhere.
I did have a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission stop by this week and ask some questions about the scooter code, and he mentioned that also, that he thought that would be a good idea. I can pass that
Or a
along.
future meeting, maybe we can get something put together. I make a motion to approve first reading ordinance 2025-23 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Campbell to approve the first reading of ordinance 2025-23, updating city stop intersections. Roll call.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery.
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2025-23 passes. On to 7C, consideration of the first reading of ordinance 2025-24, defining electric scooters and setting regulations. Jeff, can I call you for that?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I worked with the chief on this. He did the majority of the heavy lifting on this one. I believe we borrowed most of this code from North Liberty. I believe he said the town was that he used as the template. And then we kind of tweaked it just a little bit to fit our city better. Basically, it just defines the 2 types of devices you normally see. One of these would be basically referring to like a wheelchair, a motorized wheelchair, or a scooter that somebody with mobility issues would be using. That would be the first definition. The second one is everything else. So you see a little bit of differences in some of the codes and restrictions there. Basically what this does is restricts the micro-mobility devices and the mobility devices to sidewalks and bicycle paths. for people that are under 16 years of age without a valid driver's license. It says that they have to yield the right of way to pedestrians. It says that they can't travel at a speed of greater than 20 miles per hour. I think the vast majority of these devices are less than that, but who knows? I mean, they keep getting better and more expensive, so at some point they'll exceed that. Would you say there's probably not many of the smaller ones that can go 20 miles an hour, probably, right?
No, those are usually more of the larger ones.
Yeah.
More geared towards adults.
Yeah.
I think than anything.
You know, and so if they've got a valid driver's license and follow the rules of the road, they can travel with those on city streets. Otherwise, they're restricted and have to yield to pedestrians. I think that's most of the oh, and after dark, sunset to sunrise, there's a lighting requirement. But I think that's the main highlights, but I'm happy to try to answer questions if anybody has anything.
Jeff, would this be a place to put where they have to yield to vehicular traffic at intersections?
Yeah.
I mean, would that be the simplest to put something like that in here?
Yeah, we might want to define those. Well, we do say that they have to cross the street at designated crosswalks. I don't know if you'd want to define basically at all streets. Are we wanting to say that?
Yeah. Cars should have the right of way.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, that would be.
Because you see, unfortunately, you see young kids now, they just blow right by.
Mhm.
Well, we don't have to, I mean, this is first reading. If we think about it, we can amend it on the second reading.
Yeah, no, I'll work with the chief and we'll come up with some wording for that.
Because then that will give us the right to put stop signs up at intersections along the recreational trails.
Yep, absolutely.
Have you heard any comments, Jeff, from anybody?
Not since this ordinance came out in the packet, but, I mean, yeah, I mean, dozens and dozens of complaints. I know there's a resident on Valley Drive that said that, came in, actually visited me in my office, said that when his wife, who has mobility issues, goes out and tries to get the mail, that these things are whipping all around her and she's losing it. She said he has a neighbor that travels with a walker. When she goes out to try to get her mail, these kids are driving all around them and just, you know, it's disrespectful, really, the way that, you know, they're being driven right now in the city.
Well, just on the way to the meeting tonight, I passed one large scooter and one small bicycle, powerized, I guess, going down South First Street. Right, no lights, nothing.
In the travel portion?
Yep.
I'll read you a couple of texts that I had from a couple of residents real quickly. This is at 9:30 on a Saturday night. We were coming home and about ran over a little girl on her mini bike apparatus. She didn't stop, was in the street. She turned right in front of us into the middle of the street, no lights, and when we honked at her, she flipped us off. She was with another person, two people that were on a scooter, double riders, but they had lights on theirs. So I mean, that just...
These were double riding today on South First.
And then another resident called and talked about her concern about even having the e-scooters on sidewalks, because, especially the narrow sidewalks, because they go so fast. And she's elderly, has a hard time walking, and she almost got ran over a couple times by scooters going so fast. So I think it's a no-win situation. I mean, but, you know, I think we've all heard the comments, we've all seen it with our own eyes, and I think we're lucky that nobody's gotten hurt, but I think it's only a matter of time before somebody does. So I think we need to at least try. And nobody wants to keep the kids from having fun, and we were all kids once, but we need to stop this.
I'm still a kid.
I would make a motion that we approve this as the first reading.
Second.
Motion by Campbell, second by Dockery, approve the first reading of ordinance 2025-24 defining electric scooters and setting regulations. Roll call.
Blackwell.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Dockery.
Aye.
Yossi.
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2025-24 passes. On to 7D, consideration of resolution 2025-23, approving final acceptance of public improvements for the 2024 Eldridge Street Improvements Project. Nevada, am I calling you for that?
Sure, thank you, Mayor. This is just the formal closeout of the contract with Eastern Iowa Excavating for the 2024 Eldridge Street Improvement Projects. The final contract price after the balancing change order for this ended up at $490,641.75. We do have a letter of recommendation from our engineer with Shive Hattery, recommending that we go ahead and accept these final public improvements.
Then we have 30 days to pay them, balance of $25,880, rate 65.88.
It should be in the bills
Yeah.
payable, yep,
Okay.
in this bills payable.
I'll make that motion as presented.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Yossi, second by Blackwell to approve resolution 2025-23, approving final acceptance of public improvements on the 2024 Eldridge Street Improvement Project. Roll call.
Campbell,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi,
Aye.
Blackwell.
Aye.
Thank you. On to 7E, consideration of resolution 2025-24, approving the final acceptance of public improvements for the Townsend Farm Shared Use Project. Nevada, I'm calling you.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, just closing out the contract for this final project with Triple B Construction. There is a letter of recommendation in your packet from Shive Hattery, Zach Howell, our city engineer, recommending that we go ahead and approve and accept those final public improvements for the Townsend Farm Shared Use Path. Once this is approved and we've confirmed payment to Triple B, then we can go ahead and close it out with the DOT.
The only question I had on this was mobilization for erosion control. They got us 4 times on that. Wouldn't that have been in the plans originally? And they increased the silt fence, which I thought that would have been a constant number from when they bid it. Mobilization's item number 30.
I do know they had to come back for the planting around the trail. I can get some clarification on that, the change in that item.
Well, that project finished fall and they had to come back in the spring again, correct?
Yes, correct.
But part of the contract is they're obligated to seed it
Right.
within certain timeframes of the year. They had planned on 1 was the original quantity, but then they billed us for 4 of them. If you can just check on that.
Okay.
Tabled until we find that out.
No, we can make a motion for approval, subject to
Clarification.
Nevada clarifying that to her satisfaction.
Is that your motion?
So moved.
So,
Okay. Motion by Dockery, second by Blackwell to approve the final acceptance of public improvements on Townsend Farm Shared Youth Path, with Nevada double checking on a couple things. Roll call.
Collins,
Aye.
Dockery,
Aye.
Yossi,
I'll be abstaining due to conflict of interest.
Blackwell,
aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Resolution 2025-24 passes, barring some final checking on. 7F, consideration to approve fiscal year 26 budgeted purchase of a 2026 Ford F-550 from Dahl Ford in the amount of $56,379. Tony, I see you out there. Can I call on you for that?
Sure.
All right. Your notes are very well, but since you're here.
Sure.
So for that truck, we reached out to 10 local dealerships and we received 4 quotes back. One of them was for an F450 and the other 3 were for F550s. Of the F550s, comparing those, the low bid by like $100 and some does not include the hitch or the trailer wiring, where the next bid does include that. So we're recommending the second lowest bid of the F550s because we would end up spending a lot more to put those on after the fact. So that's where our recommendation comes from for the F550 from Delford.
And Tony, when I looked at that, the Kunes, or however you pronounce that, they just sent us a copy of one for East Moline.
Yeah, they sent the wrong.
It wasn't even a quote to us, so I would throw them out for that reason.
Right, we were sticking with the spec sheet that we sent. That's what we were gonna base our decision on, even if the spec sheet didn't quite match or whatever. But yeah, that one was totally the wrong city. So, but either way, it's going off the quote sheet that we sent out. We'd recommend the Delford one just because it's gonna come equipped with that hitch and trailer wiring. Plus, we don't know how long it's gonna take to get our snowplow package on, so we'll at least be able to use it when we get it, pulling things in the back and stuff like that. Whereas if it doesn't have the hitch and trailer wiring, it's just gonna sit.
Is this gonna be a dump body put on it, or what is your outfitting plans with it?
Yeah, so this will have a stainless steel dump body, and then a slide-in V-box salt spreader, and a snowplow.
Henderson?
Not sure. Henderson is over a year out wait time, which that's where our Class 8 is gonna go.
Right.
So the Class 5, we might look at a different vendor, just so we can get it in service sooner. We'd like to get it in service before this winter. We know that the Class 8, that's up next on the agenda, will not be in service this winter.
My experience here with, because I just had one done, is they're all way behind.
Are they?
Yeah.
We wanted to get the truck approved first, and then we were gonna work with the dealership to see if they had a connection somewhere, could get us in, and go from there, but we wanted to get the quotes approved first.
Any other questions for Tony on the F550? Thank you, Tony.
If there's none, then I'll go ahead and make a motion for approval.
Second?
Motion by Blackwell, second by Yossi, to approve the budget purchase of a 2026 Ford F550 from Gulf Ford in the amount of $56,379. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. I'm calling you one more time, Tony. Consideration to approve the fiscal year 26 budget purchase of a 2026 Freightliner dump truck from Truck Country in the amount of $111,805. Tony?
Yep, of the Class 8 trucks, we reached out to the 3 large dealers in the Quad City area here, and we received 2 quotes back. Keith Schnickloff, our mechanic, looked them over in great detail, and he said that the Freightliner truck that was the low bid was more than substantially outfitted for our needs. It was above and beyond what our spec had requested. So his recommendation and my recommendation are to go with the low bid on that one.
Any questions for Tony on the Freightliner dump truck?
Here again, Tony, I think they put together better bid. I mean, I know we had specs, but they had a complete bid, everything on the truck that was included, and versus the other one was, you don't know what you're really getting.
Yeah, it was a nice package they put together.
Yes.
And they brought, several of them brought trucks over. He was one of them for us to demo and drive and take a look at. So
We know what we're
happy with
buying.
it. Yep.
Thanks, Tony. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dockery, second by Campbell, to approve the budgeted purchase of the 2026 Freightliner dump truck from Truck Country in the amount of $111,805. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? The ayes have it. All right.
Pretty much depletes our equipment replacement fund for a little bit.
Yeah, there's one, a little bit
Just
left.
a lawnmower.
By saying that so Marty could hear me, that's coming out of the equipment replacement fund.
Thank you. It's nice to know where the source of the money's coming from. It ought to be a standard practice. Thank you.
Number 8, board and staff reports. Start with you, Nevada.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few quick updates tonight. We are going to begin reviewing applicants this week for the city clerk finance manager position. Hopefully looking to start scheduling some interviews as soon as next week. The review and selection committee for that will be Councilman Campbell, Dockery, Jeff Martins, myself, and Mayor King. Martha Nieto has agreed to come back short-term as a temporary employee to do keep our financial operations going day to day. So she's been with us this past week and is currently working on reconciling the month of July so that we can get fiscal year 25 closed out, which should take place within about a week. The city update breakfast has been scheduled for Thursday, October 23rd. That will be hosted by Grand Haven Retirement Community again this year. And we got 3 compliments called in from residents just this past week, 1 to 2 weeks, all for our public works staff, ranging from parks to flowers to just the general care of the streets and the city properties. So I just wanted to share that shout out that we got 3 calls for them this week.
That's awesome.
That's all I got.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Nevada. Jeff, you have anything to update us on?
I think I'll pass this week.
Okay.
Since Ray's here, maybe he'll talk a little bit about some of the subdivisions and stuff.
All right, Ray, we'll take your.
Sure. So when I ran the report for new construction for single-family dwellings and townhouses on Monday, we came up with 38. Since then, I've received applications for 9 more. So we're currently sitting at either issued or processing permits for 47 homes. 35 are townhouses, only 12 are the single-family standalone homes. Grunwald Second Edition, the west side of Redbud Circle, is completely built out with the last few homes under construction currently. Included in the 47 homes, there's 2 buildings with 6 townhouses that are being built in the middle of Grunwald Second. That's by Encore Homes, and Jim tells me that when he gets about 3/4 of the way done, he's going to start 2 more buildings right away. He's hoping yet this year. Townsend's 13th and 14th, still seeing a lot of interest there. That's getting built out. You'll probably see a couple new holes going in over the next 2 weeks. Between Townsend Farms and Grunwald's addition, there are currently 21 lots for single-family detached dwellings to be built on. With interest rates coming down, I would anticipate that we're going to see some action on developments that have been on hold for a little bit, so that we don't run out of lots the way we did a few years ago. Lancer subdivision, I've been getting some calls asking about what our requirements are for various portions of that project because they've currently got that project under bid. Once the bidding process is done and they award it, I do think it's their plan to go ahead and try and get started yet this year with development of that subdivision. Stormwater, we had our 5-year review for the stormwater program by the DNR. It went smoothly. We didn't really have any big concerns. We had 3 or 4 items, action items that we typically do normally that they asked us to write up standard procedures for. We've started on that. We got a couple of them done. We've got a couple more to go, but they gave us 5 years to do it, so we're sitting pretty good. So with industrial and commercial, American Concrete is proposing a 7,000 square foot office and storage building for the facility that they've got over there. We're working with them to let them know what they're going to need. The car wash is under construction. That's kind of a proprietary system where they've got composite forms that are only a foot wide, and they slide those together from above, put in their rebar, and then fill it completely in with concrete. That all went really smooth. We had one little bit of a hang up, and I was able to work with the developer to get the roof structure on it properly, and that's all working well. Genesis expansion, you've probably seen, is underway, moving forward. They've had their cover inspection. They've been approved to go ahead and start hanging sheetrock. And a couple of weeks ago, Miguel's Tacos was issued a certificate of occupancy, and it's opened. So we're doing things real nice and quiet now, but we've got a lot going on. So at least for right now, I think everybody's happy.
Ray, two things. Townsend Farms, do we have any ability to try to get Fifth Street extension down to Lincoln Road as their next development?
I think that that's the plan. We've seen surveyors on site, and they're moving dirt in areas that at least indicate to us that they're making plans to get moving on that before too long. And that preliminary plat and construction drawings have already been approved. So all they really need to do is decide to move forward, and they're ready to go.
The final plat even. Yep.
Oh, they've even, okay.
Yeah, about a year
Yeah,
ago.
so they're under full approval. They could wake up tomorrow and say, let's go, and we'd see equipment out there.
Okay.
The original plan was this year, but I'm sure the rates probably crushed that.
Okay, the other one, American Concrete, you brought them up.
Mhm.
Is there any way to get them to push their concrete entrance further into their plant area?
Because of the debris that gets drug out?
They're dragging shit all the way down to LeClaire Road on some days.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got anything on the books that we could force other than starting to require them to clean the road and do some type of penalties if we don't. They're required to do concrete for so far, and they've done that. But I also think if we talk to them a little bit, they might be open to that. They've been really good to work with so far. So, as a building comes up and we have some more discussions, maybe we'll mention that. They're also hauling in a lot of dirt right now, and sometimes they're doing it on days where ground is a little soft. And if they get finished with that portion of the project, it might get a lot better without the extra concrete.
It doesn't help, but currently all.
But understood what you're saying, yes.
Yes.
Any other questions for me?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray. Tony, the chief ain't here. Can you give us an update on the police department?
No major updates other than Chief Lelig said he'll be present at the next city council meeting, and he'll be providing more details and information in regards to that scooter issue
Okay,
at that meeting.
thanks, Tony.
And then the night out was great. So I think you guys did an amazing job. The parks looked wonderful. I was down there for at least 2 hours and just enjoyed myself immensely. And you guys really had it done right. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it's appreciated. It was a success, and it seems to be growing bigger each time we have it. So until the next one, which will be not next year, but the year after, I believe.
Yep.
And except for the aerial just sinking into the grass.
It had to have been almost 3 times the size of the last one. I know it was at least double.
At least double for sure, yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
They had numbers, I guess, some preliminary numbers, we're around 2,500. So it could have been more. When I was there, I noticed a lot of Illinois plates. There was the Iowa plates from Clinton County, and also Loiza County. Wanted to go around, look a little bit more to see, but pretty impressive, you know, with that. And talking to Garrett, Clinton's National Night Out was on the same night. So that says something. They have that many Clinton plates coming out here, they ordered for it. So it really speaks volumes for what you guys are doing. So.
It pays off. It's very time consuming for some that have to plan for it and things throughout the year, but it's paying off.
Yep, absolutely, Tony. So just wanted to give our police department a shout out as well. Also fire department as well. Yesterday, I was in attendance with my work at the QCB Ready for emergency preparedness, and we had representation from the fire department there. So the water hoses and the kids, and what a hot day for that. So that went well. Seatbelt commencer was there, and also the simulation regarding what to do with you know, when you encounter a bad guy. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for being there. It was nice to see that representation from Eldridge, you know, with both departments being there. So it was a lot of pride seeing that. So,
yeah, I'll pass that along.
Definitely. So I did not know the fire department was going to be there. I talked to Chief Schneckloff as well during that time. So yeah, it was great to see that representation.
I just have one comment, then I'm gonna make a motion for adjournment. My first comment is, you have an event coming up here next month where the fire department's gonna beat you in softball again. I make a motion for adjournment.
You beat me to it.
Motion by Don, second by Collins to adjourn